Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to building a city from scratch. I'm at part number 27 now, I think. And I'm going to be continuing on in this part, building an industrial area. Since I've posted the last part, I've been asking on some of the major discussion areas online about how to improve my industrial area. And I got a few suggestions. Some of them were to fix this road curve here because it's a little sharp for large transport trucks. So I'm going to get that fixed just because the curve radius makes things a little bit better. I was also wondering if like the curved roads were a bit of a problem too, because most industrial areas are a little bit gritty, but people said that they actually really liked it, that it looked kind of like a realistic industrial park. In addition, building repetition is kind of an issue. I did download a few extra high-tech industrial buildings. However, not too many exist, even after 10 years of this game, right? I don't know if it's just because it's too hard to make, or there's just low demand, or just... it's just not there. I can't really explain any more than that. Yeah. Just something I guess we have to live with. I'm gonna just decorate this interchange while I'm over here. Keep myself a little busy. I do like... ooh, wait, I don't want that there. I do like how this is being used now on both sides. Though it's not really telling me too much here. I think I need to wait a few months, because I just started up the game when I started the part here. Sometimes it takes a few months of simulation running to get the game to catch up with all the data displays and everything. And then, you know what? Over here, I think I want to give this open grass area. Maybe put a little sign here. That's going to be a little tough because this road, the elevated RHW here, is a 7.5 meters in height, and most of the signs are not built with that in mind. Like, they're made for either ground level or overhead. So if I was to put this one, which is for ground level, see how it just barely makes it over? I mean, it almost looks like cars will hit the sign. Similar to the highway sign in SimCity 2013. From that angle, it doesn't even... no, that it looks like it's sticking out, right? So maybe if I get like another side-mounted sign, it might work. And I'll probably do one for the other side as well. Some of the industrial lots that I built, they're actually, how come you don't want to go where you want to go? The industrial lots that I built, that I've downloaded, they're actually a little large, like 6x6, so I need to make sure that when I develop the next area, I leave large plots of land so that they can actually appear and not have just the rest of the competition there. Repetition, not competition. Yeah. I wonder if something like this will work. Yeah, that just barely makes the clearance. Looks bad. So maybe I'll just leave signs out for now. Let me try an elevated model before I give up entirely. Oh, that is ridiculously high. But it works. So you know what? I'll leave that for now. I'll put one on this side. Just call it a day. Yeah, that's so high, but it's the only thing that really works for now. I'm sure down the line someone will develop, or at least adjust some of the signs to have it more compatible with that, because it's a relatively new thing. Just gonna get rid of some of that stuff there. And yeah, I was also mentioning that, you know, were the roads really that curvy? But some people liked it because it looked like a kind of looks like a business park or an industrial park or whatever. So my worries about the not having the roads curved enough can be put to rest. What the heck? Why are all these people here? It's a little weird. Actually, is there really that much pedestrian traffic on here? 2,200 pedestrians? What the heck? Where are they coming from? they walking all the way over here? I did install a mod, an industry, a mod. When I was downloading industrial buildings, I downloaded a mod that changed some like the wealth categories for people who work there. I think it employs now more educated and more higher wealth sims. I'm just gonna put a couple signs here before I forget. Do the same on this side. Maybe that's affected because like none of my traffic queries are working very well. I mean, I can see freight truck, but I can't see anything else. Maybe that's a side effect of oops. Maybe that's a side effect of the mod. I'm not sure. Yeah, that sign works. So yeah, I guess it's something I'll need to just keep an eye on. As time goes on. You know what? Here I could put some forested stuff. Just to keep, you know, the open grass area. I mean, it looks a little bland sometimes. But it's just something that I just do. I almost can't help myself. Now that blocks the road. So I'll put another open grass there. Like that's why I put them there, just as a buffer. So I think I'll give the game another save because I've pretty much done everything up to here. And then over here's my next target, of course. You know what, maybe I should put a speed sign there too here. Because remember that this is not a highway. It just has a short highway segment to get underneath the rails here while I was at it. I decided to do an interchange, so... just tell people that they should really only be going maybe 60 or 70 kph at the most. Oops. That kind of sticks out a bit, doesn't it? That's not really what I'm aiming for. Maybe it's got to be up here in the flatter land. Yeah, that's good. Just a big... I know it says 70, but 70 kilometers an hour is what I'm intending it to be. Not 70 miles an hour. That's full that's pretty much full highway speed. Traffic volumes here are still pretty split. Looks like okay. Now the measure's starting to work. So we're 1,800 pedestrians are walking across the city border. Where are they going? Just to the bus stop? Maybe I should have put a bus stop a little bit closer. That just seems like a very long walk, and not something I typically see. You know what, one thing I will also do before I get started here is maybe just put a fractional angle road in place. Just gonna pause the game for a quick moment. Because if I kept the simulation running, that wouldn't be good. My apologies if I don't really sound the best. My nose is a little bit congested. It's just this time of year. Allergies are bad. Just gonna mute the microphone for a quick second. Blow my nose. Maybe that'll fix it up a bit. Just let me get this thing in first. Not quite. Alright, one sec. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Hopefully you didn't get too bored. Yeah, just the time of year. I'm bad with ragweed allergies, and it's late August now, and that's when it starts to come out, and that's always a fun time. So here I can maybe cheat and do a quick little... another little highway here. I'm thinking I might want to put another 7.5 meter highway here. Just because it's industrial, and most roads want to get past it. This is the main road. Okay. First thing I want to do, of course, is to level this as much as I can. And I'm going to do the same on this side. I think, and just use monorail to level it up. Oh no. Why won't you let you use monorail? The edge here. Did it let me use anything? Alright, that's getting better. That's good. Okay. And then I think I said I wanted to put another train station here too. So let's see if I have enough room for it all to meet snugly here. I also downloaded a freight station. People were talking to me. I mean, I was talking in the last video about adding a freight train station that to my collection to see how that worked. See how that... Ooh, that's got a lot of rails. It's a good thing I put that in right now, so I know exactly what to do here. I'm going to move that over here, and that'll require another... another tile of the overpass here. Oh, no. I don't know if I can fit this here. It's just too big. Maybe if I rotated it, I might get away with something. Because if that's too big, I don't want to... I gotta move it up a tile. Okay. Need another rail to branch off. I really don't think it'll fit, but it might be a really tight fit. But not all the rails have to connect, but I would prefer if they did. So just like a quick little branch there. That's not. I would prefer to go with something more realistic, but... let's see. Hey! That just barely works. Let's see if I can make it any better. It doesn't like me as much. But hey, I got it in there. So this spot here, I can just make like a small street maybe. Just if any freight trucks want to come up. Oh, I hate that. I know I'm still missing it just for the street network though. I don't know why. That means I don't need to replace this overpass, which is good, or extend it. Do you really hate me this much? Oh, come on. Easy fix, I think. Just put a couple starter pieces in there. Level 1. And just kind of redrag a bit. Yeah, see, I'm not... Just that one... Just for the street network, I get stupid brown boxes for the street, and I'm not sure why. One of these days, I'll figure it out. keep this going a bit. Because I probably need to get it to curve. Join the road. I'm not worrying about that anymore. But now I have something a little bit more realistic, which is good. I should probably have a big avenue on this side, just because it's the main way to get your stuff. And then, yeah, I don't want to put in turning lanes. Normally I like to put in curves and turning lanes, but here it just needs to be kind of in there just like that. Don't even worry about this avenue. It's not even needed anymore. This was just here as kind of like a guide if I wasn't sure what I was doing. I know I said I was going to develop that side, but I'm getting there. I'm slowly getting there, but of course, getting sidetracked is, you know, pretty much completely fine in my eyes in this game. Since I have this built, I can probably just zone this anyway. It's not like anything else is going to happen right now. I can always change it later. Does that look okay, having a passenger station right next to a freight station? I mean, I like how the actual freight lines themselves are separate. So that's kind of good, right? And hey, this works out too. Just trying to get this a little bit more level, so when I build the thing, I can actually do it. It just doesn't like me here. I think I have to keep that level, that's why. Okay. I could put in one more underpass here since I'm at it. Okay. I can do it one more time. But that's it. Then it's got to go back to the F6. And puzzle piece, puzzle piece. And then this has got to be the same height as before, although it can be a little bit closer now. Actually, if it needs an extra tile, that's where it's going to be. No, I don't want diagonal. Yep. And then wherever the next intersection is where I can get this to change. be about here. I could even put in a couple extra ramps if I really wanted to. But I think I'll just make the change here in the meantime. Just keep that trench going. This avenue as well, it should provide some relief for this one, which is quite busy. And it's also kind of a, you know, it doesn't interchange, so it might be a little bit easier too. So this runs for pretty decent kilometers, like an expressway part. It's just a couple of intersections on it. Never really intended for that, but sometimes those things just happen. Alright, now I'm getting back to this. I'm just wondering if that's enough room. If not, I can have it go over this avenue as well. So I'll scale this back a bit. Transitions. Don't know if it'll work. Should probably get rid of it on both sides. No, I want it to be... yeah, something like that. But it can be up a bit. And if I put in the starters here, I might get... I don't think I'll be lucky enough to have that done. Because I still need a transition tile, right? Definitely does not like that. Well, whatever. I'll just have it run over. And it will work on this side, however. So that's good. Transitions. And then I'll put those starters in place. I guess I need some on this side too. You know what? I can probably get away with... oops! I can probably get away with just putting a real ramp there instead of a flex ramp, and that'll get rid of the need for that starter piece. Let's get that transition back in here. And then just the most basic ramp there exists. The good old standby, it's been there since RHW 2.0. Yeah, I know. If you want to go this way, you can't. But also remember that this is close to the city border, and there'll probably be another crossing on that side. So yeah, using a lot of RHW right now for all these connections. Little interesting. Doesn't quite work here. I could do a similar thing here, but really don't want to, right? Since I'm at it, I may as well. Just get this smooth. This rail. I mean, it'll all be done, need to be done anyway. This infrastructure will be needed for anyone who's crossing the area. That's not quite... I don't know if I like that. As long as it all works and levels itself out, I don't really have a problem with it. But I think I'm still thinking that there's a piece here, but there isn't anymore. That's better. And the same can be done on this side. I'm not sure how I'm going to be jogging this over. Not quite yet. I can just get rid of this. That's not going to work. And then I can have this road even connect to this for the meantime. It's just a transition of really one tile, and there's really nothing... There's no lane shift piece for it. A good option for me is maybe just to convert it to one-way road for a little bit. Wonder how that will work. Nice little character. I'll fix up these bad slopes right now as well. Because there are lane shift pieces for the one-way road. This adds a bit of character anyway. Just because this is on a slope, it doesn't really like me as much as I thought. One sec. I think I had it there for a second. So that's how you get away with it, just a little bit of character. And then this center point can be used for, you know, whatever you want. In the meantime, you can just keep it grass-filled. Let this revert again. Okay, I'm going to give the game a save before it decides to be stupid on me and crash. I'm going to zone all of this industrial. Hopefully it'll work, because this is actually a few extra pieces here, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't think that 5 worked, but I'm hoping that something will develop nicely. And these lots can use the rail too. But I did say I wanted to use passenger rail. So where is a passenger rail station going to work here? Before I get carried away. That's a smaller station. I want the bigger station if I can afford it. Okay. But I want it facing the other direction. What I could even do is have part of the one-way road curve down to meet this. Because this can kind of go away. As soon as this becomes level, I can have it curve down. Okay. Don't even worry about the industrial zoning right now. I know I'm changing my mind several times, but can you really blame me? I want something to look good. No, I would prefer to have it look as nice as I can have it look. Blah, blah, blah. Just small terrain changes up to here. I can even keep this flat. There's really no need for it to be as flat as I'm making it out to be. Go away. Oops. So now that I have the knowledge, things go. Probably plan to have it in a better area. Let's see now. Yeah, I can go anywhere at once. I'll just build that later. Where's the rail station come in play? I want it here. Ooh! I think I can get away with that glitch. It wants just a little bit more, but when I zoom out, it doesn't look that apparent. I want to keep that, because that keeps me from building fractional angle, which would make it go a lot further out. Oh, close. But I do want to see where fractional angle will lead. Maybe it won't be as bad as I think it will be. It goes to about here. I can't really have the station over there. Okay. Well, just experimenting. Remember, I did a save before I messed everything up. And you know what? I think I will end the part there. Just because I'm kind of stumped if I want to do all that again. I mean, it wasn't really a whole lot of work, but it was enough for me to just maybe reconsider what I was doing there. And so if I just give myself a little bit to just some time to think about it, maybe I can come up with a more interesting concept. I don't know. I'm gonna load the city since I'm here and everything is coming. So it's maybe what I was doing was not the best idea. It was definitely a good idea. And maybe there's another train station I could use that would fit a little bit better than the one I was trying to use. Which I've actually put in the city already, so if I want some variety, I would change it. Okay, maybe I won't end the part now. Maybe I'll just keep continuing just with my brainstorming and see what I can figure out. My apologies with the loading times. It's just, the more I cram into the city, the longer it'll take to load. I remember when I first started off the city in part 1, it was just maybe 30 seconds, if not less, for the load time. Wait till, like, you know, gets even worse. Alright. So what kind of train stations do I have can work? This one is much smaller. Doesn't take much at all. Oops, I even plopped it here. Oh, I messed up all the oh. I didn't even mean to do that. I gotta level everything up again. Yeah. Okay. So I have that. This is just for one track. It's for 2 tracks. This one is cool, but it's actually for 3 tracks on one side. So I think the 3rd track would come out on the right if I was to place it here, so that doesn't help. That's a nice looking station, though. Some Japanese station. Don't ask me where I got it from. That's big. Oh, this is for the elevated rail piece. Elevated heavy rail, of course. Yeah, these are just for the elevated. Viaduct. Don't give me viaduct. This one's way too big. That's a terminus rail station. And then that's freight rail. And then monorail. So I really don't have anything else. I don't really have anything else for 2 tracks. This is just too small, right? Like, this is supposed to be a small station. I think I'm gonna put it in. Oops. Just for now? Because I want to see how this area changes. Because I like this one-way road configuration, right? And then make it come and meet the station would mean that it would go a little off course. This is not flat. Just, come on, just be flat. Maybe moving it a tile over will help here. This one is just called Main Station. I've used it many times before. I don't know where I got it from, but I'm sure if you just go to some Metropolis Exchange or something and type in Main Station, you might find it. So I don't know how this is going to connect, so I think I'll just make... It's 5 tiles, so I think I'll just do this for now, really. They don't see any other need to connect it anymore at this point. So I'll just do this rudimentary zoning and see how that develops. What? I have no idea what's going on there. I don't know what I just did, but I made the whole trench come back. The whole point of me was to get rid of the trench. And then the same on this side, of course. I don't like how it kind of bumps up there. That's better. Doesn't need to be so sharp. I don't like using retaining walls if I can avoid it. And yeah, I don't know how this is gonna play out, so maybe just D-zone up to here. Could put something interesting here, like a park or a landmark, or just something to make it look good. And then down here, I still need to work with that. So that'll be another part. I'm gonna give the game a save and end it there. I've put in more infrastructure to get it all done, but I really missed the main plot of land that I was going to... I was planning to build something there in this part, but I just kind of got sidetracked. But it's all for the, all for a good cause. I mean, it's so that I can get this area with the proper infrastructure for the rail and stuff. So part 28 will focus on this area. And maybe this area. Maybe this area. Maybe this area too. Maybe even this area. I don't know. Okay. See you later, guys.